All right. My guest at this time is a comedian, and he has a stand up comedy reality show called I Never Repeat a Joke. I am joined with Ramzy Sweis right here, right now. What's going on, man?
Hi, Kenny. I'm doing good.
Thank you for joining me this evening, man. Being in the chat room as well.
Yeah, yeah, I am. It called me Snuggy Mush.
The snooty mush. Yeah. Sorry about the chat room. I'm not sure if you've been in these chat rooms before, but they usually come up with some random, colorful name, if you will. Um,
Yeah. Well, I wanted to add. Well, I wanted to thank. I don't know. I doubt Natasha Young is listening, but I want to thank her for referring me to you. She's great and she's hilarious, by the way. And it's really rare. It's almost nearly impossible. It's probably. It kind of is a little. It's almost. It's pretty much impossible to find a good woman these days. And I mean, she's a great comedian, great person, and she's listening. I just wanted to thank her for that, for the hooking me up with you.
and I want to give a shout out to Natasha as well. I've interviewed her several times, and we all of a sudden have done a podcast together. And like you said, she's cool, she's funny, she's awesome. She's very awesome. Um, so let's talk about this. I never repeat a joke. How did that came about?
Well, yeah, it came about as when I started on December 4th in 2010. Uh, I played football and soccer, and they used to always, well, not in soccer, but you tape each other, you'd watch yourself, you'd learn, and that's what I started to do. I would tape myself to learn about, just to see if I could learn, and you do learn. So I started just recording all of them. So I started numbering them, and then I realized that there was a theme because it's um, when you do comedy, you need segues. That's basically gonna kind of increase, the momentum, to keep, to have like a topic, And so each video has a topic. So I would name, each video as a topic, and then I called it "I Never Repeat a Joke." After named her "Never Repeat a Joke," and then after taping all of them, and I date all of them, and so you can see there's an evolution. I have 50. I have show number 59 on Wednesday, and then so it's been 59 shows, and there's no advertisements. I don't believe in watching Toyota before you have to. You're eating a sandwich and your hands are all greasy, and then you got to press the skip button, and then your mouth is all greasy, and it's just like I don't really believe in advertisements. And a lot of I have 101 videos on I Never Repeat a Joke, and some of them are short, kind of like commercials. It kind of makes it catchier. And that people do the monetization. I don't really think that's even worth it because you get a lot more views when you don't have to sit through a Toyota commercial. But um, yeah, 101 videos, and some of them. My most recent one is only 30 seconds, and it was nominated by. I'm talking to Funny or Die, trying to see if I can get on the home page because they want short, really short clips. It's about 40 seconds, and it's my business partner who suffers from autism kicking me in the balls 7 times, and the sixth time, I mean, I only had like boxing gear, boxing padding, like on the like body padding or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it was funny because it was crazy, but at the sixth kick, I dropped these avocados. I'm like, oh my, he busted my nutsack or something, and then
Mm.
he kicked me as hard as he could on this. I didn't even see it coming on the seventh, and I almost did a front flip, and I hit the wall, and it's like a jackass. I mean, it's real, but that blew up. It's got like 600 views. Um, so, but yeah, it started 3 years ago. The first 2 years, I did 2 shows a month. And then I did a biopic on my business partner who suffers from autism, and that was requested by Quad Cinemas and New York Times. They want an affiliate of New York Times, and they want a sequel. So it's a little kind of a bigger budget that I'm making. It's called Brent Spends the Night. It's for free. You know, you hear about autistic people having special gifts like avant-garde or whatever it is. I don't know what the word is, but he definitely has a gift. And you know, we've done 15 shows together. So and yeah, I've been you know, keeping busy. I work for a psychological practice. I get to firsthand look at, you know, how mentally crazy things could be, and perform at a lot of nursing homes. So I learned there, and then so just trying to do as many shows as possible, and change one laugh at a time, and I'm gonna be with your buddy Radler after at 9 p.m. Central. I'm really excited. I talked to him earlier. He's really funny.
You know, shout out to Wetler. I know him for a couple of years. I supported his show. So you definitely going to enjoy his show tonight. I definitely believe that. So as it pertains to I Never Repeat a Joke, it's a platform for 9 comedians. If you can, name some of the comedians that you've worked with for I Never Repeat a Joke.
Yeah, some of them is he calls himself Tin Fish. My cousin Ramzy, my cousin Ode, Ramzy Sweis, Ode. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the last name. Carl Konoff, Casey Griffin. I don't know how many that is. And then, you know, I'm always getting, you know, requests, and, you know, people are asking, you know, I'm always trying to network. If anyone listening now is in Chicago and wants to, you know, work together, I'm open for that. You know, I had a magician ask if we could do a show together, and so I'm trying to set that up.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, and then if you don't mind, I could tell some jokes.
Oh, go right in, man. The floor is yours.
Because you were talking about Miley Cyrus and
Yes.
grinding on the. He's a married man, and if you look at it in the video, he doesn't really seem like he saw it coming. And you know, she kind of like backed up, like, you know, like to make sure the cameras, you know, didn't kind of manipulate what you saw. So she really got in there, and she wasn't naked. You were asking if she was wearing this like naked color, and one of my jokes I said last Wednesday is, you know, there's that movie 13 Going on 30,
Mm-hmm.
and Miley Cyrus is going to star in the sequel. It's called Anorexic and Going for a Sandwich.
Yes, and people be bragging about her twerking. I mean, she really don't have that much of a backside to twerk with.
Yeah, well, twerking is when you do it upside down. So they actually misrepresented that word, or they kind of mistermed it. But she was caught grinding actually on a director of one of her films. So it's not like a new thing. She has grinded on somebody before. And one of my other jokes was that Miley Cyrus is so anorexic you couldn't even see her camel toe. She doesn't even have camel toe. Because, you know, she was wearing it pretty tight. But yeah, you could see I Never Repeat a Joke. I'm having raffles. I'm giving away Transformers lunchbox on Facebook.com/Ramzy Sweis, or you could just look up I Never Repeat a Joke. And every show it's different material, different jokes. I've been to 30 different comedy clubs across Illinois. and that's I started 3 years ago, and I haven't given up, and I just have I wrote a screenplay about my last 3 years, and I'm moving to LA, and I would like to shoot my own script. It's called "Can I Be Mean, Please, Please," with an exclamation. But my show itself was offered a TV contract by Madhouse Entertainment. So I'm going to try to, Burbank is the TV capital of the world, so I'm going to continue. I never repeat a joke. I'm going to follow up on that lead, and I'm going to see if I could create some more jobs. Because that's all I really set out to accomplish.
Okay. So here's something I want to know. You being a comedian, you never repeat a joke, and that's definitely a good look, and it shows creativity. It shows that you think outside the box. And I watch a lot of comedy stand-up specials, and I guess some comedians feel the need to repeat certain jokes, maybe because it's the type of jokes that made them famous, or it's just popular demand or whatsoever. Why do you think that comedians feel the need to repeat certain jokes? Is it because they feel they don't have a lot of material, or do you think it's because fans want to hear the same joke?
Well, I mean, some jokes just go good with the voices, like certain voices, like what was that Italian guy? Andrew Dice Clay. He would always say "rub a duck, duck." He was known for that. Roseanne Barr was known about seeing hairy men at festivals they were women, or however that went, and then Rodney Dangerfield is known for, I get no respect. And so, I mean, I don't know if you're talking about catchphrases, but as far as repeating jokes, it's known across the board that a joke, I mean, I don't know of any jokes that don't always get a laugh. That is probably possible, but a lot of comedians change their material. But I'm sure there's always, I mean, I'm sure I even have a few jokes that never die, but then some people will claim it as theirs, and then you start fighting over copyright. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with repeating a joke. It's just that I cannot, I literally cannot. I've tried to repeat a joke. I've repeated one joke, and that joke was, it's a famous American saying to say, walk a mile in his shoes before you judge somebody. What kind of shoes are they? What kind of shoes are they wearing? Nikes, Reeboks, Adidas. And so there's just something about not repeating a joke. It's kind of, it's just different. I'm just seeing. I just want to see how far it could go. How where it'll lead, where it'll go.
I like the concept, and I've checked out the videos myself. It's a lot of hilarious, and I like what I'm hearing, refreshing. And I say you can counting, cause continued success, man. There is a guy in the chat room,
He caught
Lip.
my attention.
And I want to ask you a few more questions before I let you go. What is the funniest story that you know, or that's ever happened to you?
Well, just on Facebook today, I posted a funny status, but you were asking about a funny story, because that's I cover a lot of that in my I Never Repeat a Joke. But I mean, I guess on the same token, I was hit. I was, and I guess it's kind of ironic that there's a big boxing match tonight, but I was beat up by a woman on stage before, and that's number 41. and my lawyer was looking into suing. I mean, whatever, things happen, But telling jokes about Jesus. I said if Jesus was famous, they would call him lowercase t, and people were laughing, and then I thought she was the owner, and in the video, it's only like 2 minutes. You could see her hit me twice. I mean, I guess that can be funny. I mean, that's funny. That's funny about me. That's not the funniest story. I would say is let's see. There was, I think that the one time that I laughed the hardest, and I kind of felt like I was gonna be stuck there forever, was my science teacher in grade school was named Mr. McGaggy, and he had hair that would come out from the back shirt, like a really hairy back, and we were looking at magazines. He thought history or something, and I don't know. There was some animal that was like kind of looked like him, or was like really hairy or something, and he mentioned that, and I think I almost fell over. But one time, to be the funniest story now that I think about it, is I was in church, and it was one of those times where you're not allowed to laugh, and I had to hug the guy next to me, and the priest came up to me and asked me if I wanted a beer, because we were just laughing, and we just couldn't stop laughing, and I don't know if that's ever happened to you.
And before I let you go, Ramzy, and again, I'll thank you for calling in on the show this evening, and promote your links, your Facebook, Twitter, all the links people need to know.
Yeah, like I mentioned, I'm having raffles now on I Never Repeat a Joke. Just somebody just wants some champagne glasses. 3,700 fans there. I teach at classes you value. I teach how to sell yourself as a comedy writer. My class, I'm going to be starting teaching in a couple of weeks. Also, funnyordie.com/Ramzy Sweis. You can see that nutshot video at number 28, which was in front of 200 people. It's probably my best video. And then Twitter.com/Ramzy Sweis. You can see I was in Celebrity Times magazine, and also for anybody listening, if you mention that you heard us on the radio, because I am moving to LA. I have a bookstore called stores.ebay.com/booze literacy, and if you mention that you heard me and Kenny on TMB Cafe, I'll get you some free literature. And Kenny, if you want anything, also let me know.
That's awesome, man. You heard it there, man.
Okay.
If you heard this show, if you heard this interview, tweet him and you'll get a prize. I mean, that's awesome, man. I want to again thank you for being on the show. Check out this man, Ramzy. He's going to be on Hellcast Radio later this evening on another network. Go check him out. Ramzy, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for being on the show this evening, man.
Excellent. Thank you, Kenny. I really appreciate it.
You have a good night, man.
All right, you too.
All right, bye-bye.